So I'm a bit nervous about sharing this because in the wrong hands or tackled with the wrong approach, this can be a bit dangerous. But in the right hands, like is the case with the gentleman that I'm going to tell you about today, you can make a lot of money with this, doing some pretty basic and simple work that literally anybody can do with a bit of effort. Okay, and that's the main thing that's going to exclude most people. But for those of you prepared to dig in, take a seat, kick back, and let me tell you about a good friend of mine who managed to make an extra $528,000 on the side while working his full-time job, 100% anonymously, with a very underground, grey-ish hat, for those of you familiar with that term, Google Ads strategy that I taught him in 10 minutes over Zoom. I'll do my best to keep this video as short as possible and replicate that 10-minute timeline, but we'll probably go a little bit over. As you can see here, I messaged him yesterday because I was curious. I wanted to make this video and wanted the latest. I said, how much have you made through the Google Ads approach now? 528,000 since 2019, right? It's 2014. Call it, 5 years. Extra 100 grand and change a year in his spare time. A little bit of time each week. Pretty cool shit. Let's dive in. Okay. Backstory. I learned about this back in 2018, and I did use it for a few different affiliate offers. It is a bit gray / black hat / underground / insert, mysterious word. But fuck, it can print some cash if you do it and you do it consistently. There are risks, hence the gray / black hat / underground thing, right? You very well may piss some people off. You do need to do your own research, but it can be very lucrative. In fact, if you get creative, you may be able to do what I did, which is I actually managed to use this exact method to get free food for months and months and months. I'm going to do a separate video on that. Really, with this, you're only limited by your imagination and your research prowess. Okay, so before I dive into it, one little disclaimer. All right, I'm not encouraging you to do this. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm simply sharing a cool story. I'm simply enlightening you as to what may potentially be possible with some simple little Google ads. And then it's up to you what you do thereafter. So if you get yourself in trouble, it's not my fault. You're doing this of your own volition. You take full responsibility. Okay? We clear? Good. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so here is the method in a nutshell. It starts with having a basic understanding of how simple Google ads work. Okay, so we're not talking about like Google Shopping or display ads or YouTube ads or anything like that. We're talking about good old search that's been around for a million years. You go to Google, you search something, and an ad comes up. Okay, now in particular, we're talking about a very particular type of Google ad called branded Google ads or trademarked Google ads. Okay, and you can probably already start to see where this gets a little bit like, if you search for a company's name, a big enough company, normally their ad is going to come up, like you can see below, plus anyone else competing for that same keyword, right? And usually that's their direct competitor. So if you look at an example that I just pulled as I was pulling the stuff together for this video, I search Active Campaign, right? Super popular email marketing tool. They actually come up second. They're being outbid by MailChimp, who's a direct competitor, been around forever. But that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, typically, if the company's big enough, they will run these ads themselves. Okay. So MailChimp is running this ad for MailChimp. Active Campaign is running this ad for Active Campaign. All right. What they typically do is if they have an affiliate offer, okay, aka they allow other people to promote their software, their tool, their course, their offer, their service, whatever. If they have that affiliate program, typically the really sophisticated ones will prohibit you from running ads or will prohibit you from running ads to their branded, trademarked keywords. Okay, typically. The reason they do this is because it is so easy to, one, get traffic, but two, get people to sign up and pay. Because at this point, when someone's searching for the name of the company and a couple of variations that I'm going to hook you up with, just so that you're aware, not that you want to go and do anything with them, is because it's so easy to make money, right? Because literally this is the hottest traffic. Like imagine someone searching sign up for Active Campaign. It's like all the marketing and the hard work that Active Campaign's done before to get them to that point, you're just kind of taking a clip off the top, right? And that's typically why, obviously, they'd rather just run the ads themselves. It also means that they're increasing their own competition. So it's kind of a no-brainer, right? But here's the opportunity for the savvy researcher. You need to check their affiliate agreement. So any company that's got an affiliate program will have an affiliate agreement. It might be called a partner agreement, whatever they might call it. You need to check the relevant affiliate offer and you need to read through it to see if one, running ads is allowed, and two, if you're allowed to run them for PPC, and then three, if you're allowed to run them for their branded / trademarked terms. If you're not, you're going to see things like you are not allowed to bid on branded terms, or paid ads are not allowed, search ads are not allowed, right? Example below, right? Using paid advertising is prohibited. That was under you're not allowed to do this kind of thing. So you need to go and dig into the affiliate agreement and see what is and isn't allowed. Okay, now here's where the opportunity may exist if you feel so inclined. If the company is silent on this, and usually the big ones are all over it, usually, not always, but the medium to smaller ones who are either in a growth phase, are early on, are, maybe not as savvy, whatever, there can be some opportunities. They may not even be running their own ads, right? And we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Or sometimes they just straight up haven't got this far in their planning yet, right? Or they aren't running their ads and they don't mention it in their affiliate terms. Okay, that's the bucket, that's the space where an opportunity may exist. Okay, so if you can find a product or a service or an offer that has an affiliate program and it doesn't mention this, the reason I'm being a little bit vague on what might be in the affiliate agreement is because it really depends on where they are in the world. It depends on the lawyer that's prepared it. It depends on how specific they get. It varies, but you need to read through the agreement and figure out, are you allowed to run ads? Are you allowed to run them to branded terms? Is it silent on it? Or does it explicitly prohibit it? If it explicitly prohibits it, just don't do it. I wouldn't recommend that you do it because every chance that you're going to get slammed. Okay. But if you can find one where it's silent on it, right? Or it may even expressly allow it. That's less likely, but it may expressly allow it. This is where our opportunity starts to become very, very interesting. Okay. Now, if it doesn't mention it, it's silent on it, and they are running their own ads, you can still make money, but you're going to pay more because you're going to be directly competing with the company. Okay, so you need to test then to see if it's profitable. The holy grail is a good size one where there's a good amount of traffic. Obviously, it needs to be big enough that there's people actually searching for it. Otherwise, this is irrelevant. But the holy grail is where it's completely silent on it. There's a generous affiliate arrangement in place, and there's no ads being run. Okay, little pro tip for those of you that are paying attention: I would not disregard Bing. Bing can be very fruitful. And sometimes people just run ads on Google and they ignore Bing. Just throwing it out there, okay, for the person that's switched on. All right. So you'll have to test, right? Ideally, they're not running ads, but if they are and the door is still open, there's still potential. We just need to tread carefully, know that our cost might be a little bit higher, and just need to test to see if we're profitable, right? Often profitability is going to come down to better keyword research. So if you become really good at running Google ads, dialing in the keywords, dialing in negative keywords, and you'll need to go do your own research on what all that stuff means. I'm not doing a deep dive into how to run Google ads here. I'm simply illuminating a potential opportunity, then you may very well be able to create a positive ROI, a significantly positive ROI, even if there is competition. Okay. So once you find an opportunity, you can go and check if they're running ads or not. As I said, it doesn't really matter. If it's silent on it, you're just going to need to expect slightly higher costs. Then you just need to go and create a basic Google ad, right? Now, I'm hooking you up here. This is a bit of secret sauce. Create basic ads. Again, YouTube search how to make a Google ad. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Test out things like the company name and review, the company name and trial, a competitor's, that says competitive, a competitor's name, plus alternative. Because if someone's searching for a competitor and they want an alternative to it, might make sense that yours pops up. Company name sign up, company name free trial, company name purchase, company name coupon, company name discount. You get the point. We're looking for people searching with a buyer intent, people who are close to making a purchase. We're not going to nurture these people. We're not going to send them through a landing page. We're not going to get an email opt-in. This is a pure money-making arbitrage. Okay? So you want people who are like ready to rock and roll. Okay? I would encourage you to learn about and explore the different types of keywords that Google lets you use. Become familiar with things like broad match, phrase match. That may mean nothing to you now. Do your research, go learn about it, and it will help you out a lot. It will save you a lot of money, and saving money is going to increase your ROI. Okay, then all you need to do is write simple ads that align to the keywords. So make the ad align to the keyword. If someone's searching for trial, use that word, right? If someone's searching to sign up, use that word. Keep it really simple. Make it like, hey, I'm searching to sign up. Here's a link to sign up. Then you literally just drop your affiliate link in and let it rip. Okay? That's it in a nutshell. Okay? Couple of extra cautions, warnings, recommendations, all this kind of stuff. It is that simple. It's ultimately going to come down to time invested researching, finding opportunities where the gap may exist, and then testing. Okay? I recommend if you find one, start with a low budget, right? And don't scale too aggressively until you start getting paid out via the affiliate program. And even if you are getting paid out, you still need to tread carefully because the company can change their terms at any moment and then simply refuse to pay you out. Okay. So you might want to stay well ahead on your ROI and build in fat in case it gets canceled and you've got, cash sunk into ads and then you don't get your next payout. You don't want to end up, in a hole, so to speak. Okay. You are putting your Google Ads account at risk because you don't own the domain you're running the traffic to. Just letting you know that is a risk. Like I told you, this is a bit grey hat, this is a bit underground, but you wouldn't be here if you weren't interested. Okay. If you get banned from an affiliate program or they change their terms and refuse to pay you, there is pretty much nothing you can do. So tread carefully, right? Don't bitch and moan about it. You know what you're getting into. You're rolling the dice. It's a numbers game. All right. Like I said here, the money is going to be made in creativity, expanding out and trying to find different things. Research, is there an opportunity? And then testing, right? Testing keyword, testing ads, testing all that kind of stuff. You might go through 9 duds and then you find one winner. And not only does that make back everything, but it gets you 10x up on everything. Kind of like the private equity model, if you know anything about that. The person who just goes for the obvious mainstream big opportunities, right? I can guarantee there's someone watching this video who's like, that's great, Jacob, but what companies do I run ads for? If that's you, you're completely missing the point because if I told you, the opportunity would not be there. Okay? See the point? You got to go do your research. All right? This will reward the person, like my good friend up here, who's prepared to invest the time to research it. I told him nothing more than what I'm telling you now. Right? And he turned it into $528,000. Okay? Pretty cool stuff. So, that's where the money's going to be made. That's the risks. That's it in a nutshell. That's where the opportunity may be. I'll leave it in your hands. Like I said, if you get yourself in trouble, you didn't hear it from me. But I know there's people out there who want to make some money anonymously. Maybe they don't mind that there's a bit of risk involved, that it's a little bit quote unquote underground. And nonetheless, even if you do nothing with this, that should illuminate for you the potential that exists on the internet for the person that's prepared to do the work. 100K plus side hustle, a little bit of time each week, learned it in 10 minutes, did some work, made some cool shit happen. He bought a Range Rover cash with this money, and I have no doubt this will turn into $1 million over the course of the next couple of years. And I don't know about you, but an extra $1 million would be handy for anybody. All right, so I appreciate you hanging out with me in this one. I'll leave it in your hands what you do with it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.